Ever notice how the 380 has always been treated like that nervous cousin at the family barbecue? Just kind of tolerated, useful in a pinch, mostly relegated to ankle guns, purse backups, and the better than nothing column. But here's the thing. That story's starting to change. Not because some marketing guy told us to pretend, but because the gear and the ammo actually caught up. Start with the brutal fact that reorders the whole conversation. Capacity.
Boom, size does matter.
Size does matter.
Carl!
For years, picking a 380 meant accepting two compromises: less punch and fewer rounds. You might get 5-6 shots and call it a day. However, this Hellcat, it flips that. You see, you get 11 rounds in the flush magazine and 13 in the extended. That's 11 plus 1, 13 plus 1 in a gun this size. That isn't a consolation prize, it's an option set. See, under stress, options beat macho posturing. If your first shot is ugly, the second and third are sitting there like a small polite cavalry. Which matters because this gun is actually a pleasure to shoot. That's the second axis where the Hellcat 380 earns its keep: shootability. It's the same footprint as the 9mm Hellcat, same grip, same sight radius, but with a cartridge that doesn't feel like someone smacking you with a frying pan. If a 9mm Hellcat is Tyrion Lannister swinging a crucifix, the 380 is his jab. You feel it, you react, but you can keep fighting. Follow-up stack, strings stay tight, and if you're the kind of person who wants to practice, which you should be, you won't avoid the range because this gun punishes you. Now, and I'll say this plainly because all that internet tough guy theater shit kind of annoys me. No, a 380 isn't a 9mm in raw energy. Physics is not negotiable. But modern 380 defensive ammo isn't the ancient pea shooter it used to be. Bullet construction, expansion, and testing have moved on. Place it right, which is what training is about, and you're not handing someone extra lives. You're making a pragmatic trade. A little less per round energy for a gun you'll actually carry and actually train with. That is a real world win in my book. Now, speaking of training, the controls here are exactly what you want if you're already comfortable with the Hellcat. Same magazine geometry, same slide feel, same ergonomics, trigger, clean sweep, solid wall, nice break, obvious reset for the trigger. Not a competitive trigger, but honest and predictable. Muscle memory transfers right over. You're not learning a new pistol under stress. That kind of continuity is underrated, honestly, if you ask me. In a moment where your brain goes to mud, familiarity helps more than a printed spec sheet. Now, real quick before you finish watching this video, a word from today's sponsor, RMA Armament. Yeah. You see, they just dropped their brand new 1165 Generation 2 plate. And yeah, these things are impressive. These are RF3 rated plates, which is the new testing standard that's the equivalent of a level 4, meaning they'll stop serious rifle rounds like 30-06, armor piercing, 7.62, and 5.56. Basically, all the stuff you actually want your plates to stop if things ever go sideways. But here's what really got my attention. They're thin and lightweight and made right here in the USA. Each plate is less than 3/4 of an inch thick and weigh about as much as a small laptop. And because of the way they're shaped, as you can see here, you see the curve, the body. Look at that, look at that. They actually contour to your body instead of digging into you like a flat piece of steel. So you can move, train, or wear them all day without feeling miserable. Now, the part that doesn't make sense at first, honestly, is they're only $399. Most plates with this level of protection run you double that. But RMA is able to hit that price point because they manufacture everything in-house at their factory in Iowa. They're not outsourcing overseas and they're not slapping a brand name on someone else's product. They make their own ceramic, press their own plates, and control the entire process from start to finish, which cuts out all of the middlemen and keeps costs low without sacrificing performance. Now, I haven't shot these new Gen 2 plates yet, but I've shot other RMA plates before and they've held up exceptionally well. So in a future video, I am going to take these out and put them through the test to see how they compare. But since they just drop, I wanna go ahead and put these on your radar. If you wanna check them out, I've got my affiliate code in the description section of this video. There you go. These RMA 1165 Gen 2 plates. Yeah, lightweight, American made, affordable, meant to stop shit. Back to the show. So, who is this for? The short answer, a lot more people than the online loudmouths would like to admit. Women, for one, who want to have a main carry gun that's not a lost treasure in a purse because it's so small. People who want to carry something that disappears under a t-shirt but doesn't feel like a lemon when you pull it out. Older shooters or anyone with joint issues who don't want to be slapped around by a micro 9mm gun. Folks who want a stout backup gun that's actually usable from an ankle holster. In practice, that is a broad cross-section of people. That's the teacher, the nurse, the homeowner who wants a gun that behaves like a tool and not a temper tantrum. Now, again, don't be that guy who clings to nostalgia for ballistic tables like they're scripture. Modern .380 defensive rounds are much better than they used to be. And I'm not saying it's a 9mm, but the design, the testing, and the performance, when hit properly, are enough. If you're gonna be clever about this, carry what you'll shoot and shoot what you'll carry. Cheap practice rounds for the range, premium hollow points for carry. That's the sensible split, essentially. Now, let's be honest about the trade-offs. If your worldview is measured in muzzle energy numbers and you rank your masculinity by caliber, by all means, step up to 9mm or whatever hot rod you worship. But for most defensive encounters, placement, persistence, and calm under pressure matter more than theoretical horsepower. You want a gun you'll actually carry, actually practice with, and that gives you options. That is a winner as far as I'm concerned in my book. So what is my take? Well, the Hellcat 380 isn't a gimmick. It is an answer, a grown-up, engineered answer to the question, what if a pocketable gun actually behaved like a defensive tool? Now, we have a lot of guns that do just that in the same size space, but again, for those sensitive to recoil, kind of a game changer. You know, it has the ergonomics, the controls of the Hellcat, the shootability to keep you wanting to train, and the reliability to not make you look foolish when it counts. So, as far as I'm concerned, am I gonna be carrying the 380 Hellcat? No. I don't have the sensitivity to that type of recoil that a 9mm in the same gun gives certain people. But for people that do, people are looking for that softer shooter, something more approachable in this size. Yeah, I think this definitely deserves a serious look.